Hello, my mouse lion friends. All right, let's just start with the obvious. You should look up the fable, I think it's considered a fable, of the mouse and the lion. So, I'm not going to go over it now, but it's interesting considering you seem to be having both mouse and lion energy. All right, the mouse, of course, represents earth. The lion represents fire. And honestly, the fire element is heavily represented by big cats. But, all right, looking at the mouse. Detail-oriented, small-minded, nitpicky, nervous. The mouse has an innate desire to tend to the details. It often spends its days fixing, preparing, organizing, and scrutinizing. Unfortunately, a mouse personality doesn't notice when they've gone too far. Soon they begin to have a limited and fearful vision of life and try to control every detail. This can be quite a painful experience for both the mouse and those around them. When mouse energy is at play, step back for a moment. It may be time to find a more purposeful project to delve into, one that's worthy of your exacting eye. Such as pulling a thorn out of a lion's paw. When in balance, organized, resourceful, prepared. When out of balance, busy with no purpose. To bring into balance a meaningful project. I find it interesting that we have the mouse, this nitpicky, nervous energy, paired with the lion, who appears calm, majestic, and of course very, very confident. So perhaps you are good at giving an appearance of confidence. Well, underneath, well, your confidence is only skin deep. Hopefully that's not the case. Lion, patient, regal, a complete master. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. I wonder if this is what you're moving into or moving toward. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others, perhaps even yourself. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealthy, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. Yeah, I'm really getting the feeling that you are starting as the mouse, but you are headed towards the lion. Believe it or not. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn and too serious. To bring into balance, daily meditation and friendship. All right. My mouse lion traveler. Let's see what else is going on with you. We have the tea leaf cards, of course, to help you determine whether or not this is your reading. Starting off with shield, you need to defend yourself. And elephant, a long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. And that's what I'm seeing for you, journeying from this to this. And it is a long journey. Right now we have dog far away, a distant friend is thinking of you, and pale, time to get out of a situation. Perhaps you've been talking about this situation with this friend, perhaps they've been giving you advice, or this is what you are thinking. Either way. Then we have younger man, dealings or relationship with a younger man, and good news. Perhaps about this, perhaps about getting out of this situation. Somewhat complex here. All right, so let's see why you're here. Oddly enough, I don't feel like pulling the animal tarot. So what should I pull? Sometimes I forget to use my decks which means I have too many, and I don't have anywhere near as many as a lot of people. I think I have like 30. About half Oracle and half Tarot, although some of my tarot decks are mine personally. I don't use them for collective readings. But let's see what the crow has to say to us. Oh, no, wrong deck. Is it this one? I don't think so. I think it's this one. Yep, here we go. Page of Wands. And then we have, this is my Queen of Wands in this deck because the original Queen of Wands in this deck was completely inappropriate. But it does say protection on that card. So the Queen of Wands, I do find these crowns very appropriate, is the watery aspect of fire, which I think this card represents very well. Well, this is interesting. We have a Page of Wands, we have the Queen of Wands, and we have a Page of Cups. That's interesting. What is going on here? What is going on with these three cards? Now the Page of Pentacles in reverse. What is going on with these three top cards? Okay. Well, the Three of Cups hasn't come out. Now we have the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, there's the Three of Cups. Well, it didn't quite come out. We're not going to consider it unless it really comes out. Ah. The Tower in reverse. So the Tower in reverse is once again the foundations of your world are being shaken and destroyed. So something new can be built, something better, healthier. All right. Now we have the Devil. But the thing about the Tower in reverse is that's the internal tower, not the external one. So your material world may look completely normal. It may look fine. Everything's chugging along just like usual. But you are going through massive internal changes. Oh, there's the Three of Cups. All right. And it may have to do with your thoughts on intimate partnership. So the Three of Cups can be indicating polyamory, which would definitely, if that is something that has not been on your radar, you may see it or have seen it as something immoral, perhaps. Toxic, even. But you are definitely having some kind of transformational thinking on this issue, it seems. You have both the Lovers and the Devil. The Lovers is in the uncertainty position, and we have the Knight of Pentacles crossing it. You have 5 court cards. Your first 4 cards were court cards, and then you got another one on top of the Lovers. So whatever this situation is, it looks very complicated. The Devil and the Lovers coming out together. Some people take that to mean it's a soul connection of some kind. Others say that it is a toxic connection where, you know, 2 people are bad for each other, but they break up and they get back together, and they break up and they get back together, and they break up and they get back together. You know, they just keep repeating this cycle of toxicity. They can't quite just leave each other alone. And maybe that's how you feel about these other people. So that there, maybe it's also possible that you just feel like you've had too many partners, a failure to commit, and now you're having some questions about that for yourself. I think you're having some big questions about how you have conducted your intimate connections. So confidence is an issue for you. You need to learn to trust your inner knowing. Believe in your power. It is your life. No one can live it for you. There is a metamorphosis of some sort going on for you. And it seems to be in regard to traditions, family, home, boundaries. Do you feel safe, sheltered? There is an evolution of the self. Perhaps you're getting ready to express yourself, and that is where your confidence will be. So perhaps you're beginning to wanting to express yourself passionately. So there is movement. It feels tangled up, complicated, puzzling. But then we have divine intervention. We have unconditional love, legendary, divine union, eternal love, love of a lifetime. This is the endless knot. It has no beginning and no end. So, something has knocked you sideways about your love life. I think you're rethinking your entire approach to it. Once again, expressiveness, openness, possibly. Oh. Okay, possibly reconciliation, but definitely gratitude, appreciation, openness, love, warmth, a desire for harmony. But there's more than meets the eye. Well, once again, the Anvil card has come out. Something about this situation or your past has tempered you. So, an anvil is used for tempering iron. You take the red hot metal out of the fire, you pound on it, fold it over, pound on it some more, and keep repeating the process of folding and layering to strengthen and build resilience and flexibility into the metal. That's how you get a good sword. Of course, not everything needs to be a sword. So most things don't get pounded that much, or layered, or folded. You, however, seem to need it. So we have buried memories coming to the surface. You need to look deeper. Subconscious illusions, hidden depths. A death and rebirth. An awakening. Again, inner guidance. Core values, guiding light, inner knowing, true path. You need to find your inner knowing, your confidence, your clarity, your true path. What are your core values? But we also have this complete transformation here. Although you had a Tower in reverse, it is most likely that it will manifest in your external world. Perhaps not right away, but to go from a mouse to a lion, that's going to have an effect. And now we have blueprints, careful planning, this time firm foundations, a roadmap even. But an ending, which is inevitable. I mean, the Phoenix is about death and rebirth. There is an ending. In order to have a catalytic heart awakening, a total transformation, a complete renewal, there has to be a death of what was. Oh, wow. I can't believe now the cards are popping out all over the place. All right, so supportive friend, perhaps a friend who becomes more than a friend. Someone who's been putting on a show, perhaps. But longing, desire, watch out for that. Something's concealed here. Perhaps this supportive friend has been concealing their feelings. A very strong desire. And a sense of a big break, a turning point, a once in a lifetime, something special. Oh, jeez. Okay, that's clear enough. Definitely somebody has a sense that this is a soulmate, soul connection, twin flames. I dislike that term, but people use it. A really profound love. And then we have woman, person you know, you or the person on your mind. Perhaps you are moving from someone who has been very non-committal into someone who is very, very committed. And that would be a very profound change. It would cause a complete change in how you live your life, how you conduct yourself in a connection. All right, let's take a look at, I'm going to pull the healing spirits again. And that'll finish out the reading, because obviously you're undergoing a great deal of change, a great deal of evolution. Inner space and universal knowledge. It is time to move forward. Whatever that means to you. It's probably going to be different for everybody. But it is time to move forward in some way. Probably with a firm connection to your inner space and universal knowledge. That's a lot of growth in this reading. All right. I am wishing you all the best. You are obviously going through a major transformation, and it will be having an impact on many aspects of your life. That can be a challenging time, but it is worth it. All right. Take care. Till next time.